Be blessed by the divine. Kundalini for depression. Of late, I hear a lot of complaints about people going into deep depression. Why is it so? Is it because of the food that we eat? Is it because of the lifestyle? Or is it because of the environmental condition? Or is it that people have become a lot more greedy and therefore they are not able to fulfill their desires, and then they lead themselves into this pit called as deep depression? I do not know what is the reason for your depression or anyone else's depression that you may know of. I do know one thing, that when there is pain, we have to fix it, we have to overcome it, and we have to become normal. Depression is a kind of pain that needs to be solved. Let's take some examples and see how Kundalini Yoga can help us to overcome depression. Let's take the first example. Let us assume that there is a girl who has fallen in love with a boy, but there is no way the society or the family will allow them to get married, and therefore the girl falls into deep depression. How do you solve this problem? Very simple, that she has to reconcile her mind that without the society's blessings, there is no way, even if she ends up marrying that boy, that their family will be peaceful and happy. Because if you gain the enmity of the society or the family, peace will not prevail in their family. Let's take another example. Let us say that there is a person who is addicted to alcohol, and without alcohol, the person goes into deep depression. Now, this is a chemical addiction, and at that time, on that day, if this chemical is not available, the person could go into deep depression. Now, you know the solution. The person has to de-addict himself and then overcome all of these depression related ailments. I can go on giving you examples like this. We all know every depression. Let us say there's another example, that a person is deeply depressed about the debts, the loans that he had borrowed in his life, and therefore he feels that without repaying the debts, there will be no peace for him, and in anguish he goes into deep depression. What is the solution? He has to figure out how he can reduce his expenses and how he can increase his income. There is no other way. We know the solution as well. Every depression has a solution, but we are not able to put that solution into practice in our life, and that is really where Kundalini Yoga helps. For every solution to be implemented in our mind, the mind has to gain strength, so-called increase willpower. Now, where does the willpower come from? The willpower comes from the amount of biomagnetic energy the brain can muster from the body at any given point of time. It's a very physical phenomenon. Although science hasn't backed this particular logic and the science yet, it is known to any Kundalini yogi, meditators, and any rishis and the saints that has lived in the past, that when you meditate, the amount of energy that you have in your body and the brain goes up. Therefore, the brain is able to gain a lot more clarity in its thinking. After all, the brain consumes about 25% of the biomagnetic energy in the body, but takes the second priority over the body survival, the so-called the three important functions of each and every cell: digestion, nutrition, and elimination, takes priority over all other functions of the brain. So therefore, 75% of the biomagnetic energy goes for bodily sustenance, and such a sustenance takes higher priority over the function of the brain. That is why we go to sleep every day. When there is less biomagnetic energy in the body takes priority and the brain shuts down automatically. When we replenish our body with higher energy, then the brain becomes active once again and we become awake. Now, if we need to overcome depression, we have to superimpose the thought force that led us towards depression with an alternative, peaceful, thoughtful, pain-free thought. How do we do that? We do that by first getting into dhyana. There are 4 stages of meditation that we have talked about in another video in this video channel. The 4 stages of meditation are pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. Pratyahara is about turning the mind inward away from the sensory obsessions or sensory activities. Dharana is about focusing your mind on a particular experience or object. Dhyana is about focusing your mind on your own life energy, which is the Kundalini force. How do we focus our mind on the Kundalini force? There are 3 well-known methods: through pranayama, through transcendental techniques such as focusing your mind on an object or an idol or an experience, such as, let us say, a sunrise or a sunset or a flower or anything that calms your mind. Repeatedly doing this can awaken the Kundalini. The third technique is through a mantra technique. Chanting of a particular hymn repeatedly over a period of time can awaken this Kundalini and bring this force from the Muladhara root chakra to the Ajna chakra in between your eyebrows. When your Kundalini starts to activate at the Ajna chakra, it connects to your pituitary gland, and later this energy can be moved further up from the Ajna chakra to the Sahasrara Duriya crown chakra, and that is connected to the pineal gland. And when you meditate over the pineal gland, you gain enormous amount of strength and power to superimpose your old habits, the old thought force, the old patterns, and then build in new set of imprints that can shift your mind away into a peaceful, happy and successful path. Isn't that beautiful? And this is how you use the power of Kundalini to strengthen the power or the energy of your brain, which then combined with beautiful set of introspection exercises given to us by our Guru Sri Vethathiri Maharishi, you eradicate your depression, you eradicate your worries, you eradicate your distress. Yes, indeed, depression, worries, distress are all a form of disease. It needs to be eliminated, eradicated, completely gotten rid of from our system. We are not born to suffer. We are not born to worry. We are not born to be depressed. We are not definitely born to be under distress at any given point of time. We are born to be happy, peaceful, blissful. Visit simplifiedkundaliniyoga.com. Sign up to awaken your Kundalini in our next workshop. Be blessed by the divine.